What's up, everyone? This is your boy Rock Clever. This is my 18th video. This is the post every night in September challenge. This is day 18. This video is purely about a conversation I had at work last night. Coworker of mine came in last night, and great girl, real sweet, and we got to the conversation of marriage. And she's young. She's like 23. So the person she's dating, they've had a very extensive dating history, but she wants to marry him, and that's all she can think about is marrying him. So I'm going to share my advice that I gave to her about marriage and give it to you guys. And, so here we go. So my thoughts on marriage. Do I want to be married? Yes. Am I 33? Yes. Has my mother said I'm too old and I'm no longer a spring chicken and I need to get married? Yes. And this is my mother who knows that I sleep with men and that I date men. But I think because the climate has changed in D.C. and being a gay marriage is legal here now, and in Maryland as well, that marriage is a real option for me. So she's like more than ready for me to get hitched. But this is not about me and my mother's story. I'll do a blog one day about me and her. So my thing about marriage is that I think marriage is a very sacred thing. I think it's very important. I think it's not just about so much of the romance, and I think the whole thing of like walking down the aisle and all the pomp and circumstance. And I think for some reason, not with all heterosexual people, but sometimes with heterosexual people, I notice that they're more into the essence of the love aspect of marriage, while the gays are more into the legal aspects of marriage. And the legal institution of marriage is much more, complicated than the love side of it. Because when you are in a marriage, it should be for life. You should be marrying this person for the rest of your life. You should be making a good decision on this person. This is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, build a family, possibly build home, go on trips, and all those things. And sometimes people get married out of, pressure from their families, different societal pressures, different things like that. And my thing about marriage is that you should get married when you're ready. Now, in the grand scope of things, of me personally, of how I would feel if I want to be married and start a family, I would say, honestly, I would have wanted to be married maybe around 27, 28, and probably started a family at 30. I think really people should not start having kids until 30. I think that you should purely enjoy your 20s and have your fun, get some of those bad tendencies out of your system, and you should basically, if you want to travel, travel. If you want to, be broke for a few days, and because you and your wife or your husband ran amok and did all these things, you should be able to do that. But when children are involved in situations, especially when you are married and you're living together and you're not having protected sex, pregnancy happens. I've seen it. Like my sister and her husband, when they were dating, they dated for, I want to say maybe 5 years, 5 or 6 years before they started living together. Maybe 5 years. It was 5 years they were not living together. But soon as they started living together, she got pregnant in 6 months. Like it was just like, damn, like baby. Like she got pregnant in 6 months. And luckily they were married and they had a great relationship and everything. But it's just so much the thing that when you're living together and you're looking at each other all day, people get horny, people look at each other, people start figuring out when you're on. They say innately that men can tell when women, this is advice I'm giving to my straight people. Men can tell when women are fertile and they're, they're in conception mode, whether men know it willingly, they know it willingly, or they know it biologically or whatever. But it's women ain't getting pregnant haphazardly. I think it's just a biological science. I think they just know. So when you get married, I think it should be a process. I think first you find somebody that you like, and this is just the logistics of what I think about marriage. You find somebody that you like and somebody that you're really good with, not somebody that you're just a boyfriend or girlfriend to, you are a friend. I think people forget the operative word in boyfriend and girlfriend is friend. That you're actually their friend, somebody that you can just actually deal with on any type of level. And then not only just that, your lives are intermingled where you have some of the same friends, but you still have a little bit of separate lives. One thing about couples I think that is very straining is that some couples are entirely too up under each other. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out and, have a totally separate life, but sometimes, you hang out with your girls, hang out with the fellas, or whatever you need to do. You can't do everything with your man. When your man, this is what I tell my straight couple friends all the time. If he's watching the game, you need to go shopping. You need to go shopping, go out, do your girl thing, go get a mani-pedi, go get your hair done while he's out with the fellas and doing the game shit. Especially if he's at your house. Like get out. And I know some women are into that whole cooking thing and different things. And I think that's great. And if you make a few buffalo wings, and this is not, and I need to stop saying this is a straight thing. This is for everyone. But make a few buffalo wings, some dip, different things, leave some food, have the liquor ready, ice ready, whatever the fellas need, or whoever's watching the game, and you go take that motherfucking credit card, because y'all together now. Take his credit card, go and buy yourself something nice pair of heels, nice pair of Jordans, whatever, depending, who you are in a relationship. Go yourself something nice. Go get a mani-pedi, get your eyebrows done, get your hair cut, get your wig split, whatever the fuck you gotta do. But go and take a little minute, because you should. And then in those 3 hours while he's doing his thing, you can go and do your thing. I think that's a great compromise. I think people don't recognize the power of sports. I recognize it. Because when my ex used to watch sports, I would hit it in a minute. I would hit it. Not this recent ex that I dislike, but an ex from the past who was amazing. But that's what you definitely should do. Not only that, like once you find this person, he's great. And then once you decide the idea of somebody's proposing, and this 2013, women, don't be ashamed to propose. I know for some men it bruises their egos, but if you want to propose, propose. Do what makes you happy. Life is too short. But make sure you know that this person wants to marry you, because nothing worse than proposing and the person's not there yet. So, yeah, so when you're ready to get married, do that thing, you about to get married, go to premarital counseling. I so recommend that. Marriage changes people for some reason. Something about that paperwork changes people. Something about that ring changes people. And some people will say, to quote Kim Zolciak, the ring don't mean a thing. It's bullshit. The ring changes people. I have seen friends just become totally different once they became married. And some in a good way, some in a bad way. But the ring does change things. And you should definitely, invest into premarital counseling. At least it's for a short time, because this is the person you're planning on spending every moment of your life with. Like, you're going to be living together, going through the struggle together, whatever it is, you're going to be going through it together. And if you're going to plan on marrying this person and spend the rest of your life with this person, you might want to hash out who you both really are, because you're about to get married. Now that's done. And I do recommend that once you're married, which should be great, whatever you want to get married, if it's justice of the peace, you want to have a big ceremony, go on the yacht, have it at the beach, do it in the backyard, do whatever you want to do your wedding there, knock yourself out. But once the wedding is done, then you have your marriage period, your honeymoon period. And when you're honeymooning, which is, I'm saying honeymooning, not in essence of going on a honeymoon. Honeymoon, like the feeling of that first year of marriage, of being newlyweds. Really get into each other, like travel, have fun, like, bond. This is your life partner. And this is the person that you have decided that you selected to be with you for the rest of your life. And make the best of it. I think why marriage is so not where I'm at right now. Well, not that I don't want to be married. I do want to be married. But I think why I'm single for the most part is partly because I don't really meet guys that embody that. The gay community is kind of in flux about the whole marriage thing. And in flux in a interesting way, in a way that I didn't expect. You would expect that, people are getting married left and right, and you've seen all the different, proposal videos. I've seen several of them. Like, that one with the Kappas, that thing got me together so bad, I was in tears. I was ruined. I would never watch that again. But it's just, marriage is very serious for me. It's a big fucking deal. And for me to decide to marry someone and to spend the rest of my life with is a lot. Even for me, even decide on somebody to date is complicated. I don't even want to date people half the time. I'm not somebody that's a perpetual dater. Either we're fucking or we're in a relationship. I don't really get into that perpetual dating or dating multiple people. I just don't do it. I just prefer to, just meet someone, and if it's a great vibe, let's keep this vibe going. And I won't meet anybody else. I won't talk to anybody else. It's not like I'm committing to you. I'm committing my focus to you. I think a lot of people don't understand the idea of committing focus versus committing. It's just one of those things where I really am so beyond ready to be married and have a family and do all those great things, but I just find it so escapable because I feel like I would never meet the person who embodies that sometimes. And the older that I'm getting, and for some reason, there are pressures. I want to get married before my mother, like, is to the point that she just doesn't get a chance to see it. Like, my mother is in her 60s. I'm the youngest of 4 of my mother's kids, and it's like one of those things I want her to see. Like, I want her to see me get married. I just do. And a lot of times, like, me dating too is so problematic because I am an openly gay male and my family is very accepting of my sexual preference, that I have a huge non-negotiable about if this guy is somebody I can bring home eventually. If I can't bring you home to mom's, it's just not one of those things that we need to even, like, be here. We should just stay fucking and that should be it. And I'm fine with that. My mother is the most important thing to me to some extent. One of the most important relationships that I value. My mother's always been a great friend and a confidant. She's been everything. She's been the dad I didn't grow up with a father, so she's been the dad I needed, the hard advice. You know, she's always been the backup, the support. Mother's done everything. And sometimes I feel like I'm so hard on her sometimes, but I really shouldn't be. But my mom has been everything. She's done a great job, and she's instilled some values in me that I just will not give up. But as far as me dating and me wanting to be married, I do want to be married, and I do want to have a family, and I do want her to see all those things. But whoever I bring into the mix has to be so great that I'm like, it has to be somebody that's qualifying for her and I both. And not that I'm a mama's boy, because I'm not under my mother like that. But my mother is important to me, and I think that when you're getting married, those things are factors. And I think why I don't date sometimes is a factor of, can I not bring you home? But anyhow, my thing about marriage, like I explained to her, she's only 23. Like, you guys, like I explained to her, you guys need to travel some more, get to know each other, get each other's space, each other's energy. Once you're not living together yet either. You know, live together. You know, you need to see what each other is working with. Baggage, good baggage and bad baggage. Because baggage is very real, and people don't understand it. Baggage, this is the bitter side of me and jaded side of me talking. The bitter side of me is saying that baggage is what fucked my last relationship, because people can't effectively communicate when they're going through things. And my thing is, if we're all supposed to be grown-ass fucking adults, you need to express what you feel. And whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you need to say what you feel. Not leave me in, like, you know, like waiting in the water waiting for you to say something and you're not saying anything. I'm too old for that, and I'm way too intolerant for that. So that's why that didn't work out, partly. But at the end of the day, if you do want to be married, you should definitely, like, get into the person that you are. Like, and even, like, do your research. Like, I'm not saying do just, like go online and start Googling this motherfucking name. Like, do your research. Like, find out the things that they like. Like, what are their interests? Like, what are their goals? You know, do you guys meet in the middle? You know, do you feel like there's going to be a foreseeable issue? And even when you get married, you have to be ready for the bottom to fall out. Marriages are not 100% fail-proof and perfect. Things do happen. Things do go wrong. There are disagreements. But it's all how you handle the disagreements and if you're communicating. And I've said in one video previously, like, communication is the alpha and omega of relationships. It will make or break you. And I think that's why marriages don't last, is because people aren't communicating effectively, or they walk into these situations with the wrong form of communication, wrong expectation, because they didn't communicate that from the beginning. But yeah, marriage is a loaded topic, and it's complicated. And I don't know if I should go into it any further, and I don't think I am. Because that was my SpongeBob shirt today, so I'm trying to be in a happy mood. So yeah, if you want to be married, I say do it, but do it the right way. Think very hard about the person you're going to marry, and if you're going to marry the person, make sure you have all your things lined up. Now, if you want to have children, I think you should wait till at least you're over 30. That's just how I feel. Children are like, and I hate to say it's like, you can get out of a marriage, you can't get out of children. Like, once you have them, they're yours. You got to keep them, unless you're just a deadbeat and an asshole, and you should just be, like, burned at the stake for bad parenting. But anyhow, till next time, peace.